So greetings everyone, this is Devesh and I'm here back again with another lecture on the play titled The Death of a Salesman, written by Arthur Miller. So introducing the play. The play was written in 1949 by the famous American playwright Arthur Miller, which explicates the disillusionment with the American dream and also the distortion of the same, which was bended to suit each other's needs, which uh, leads to complete destruction of one's dream as well as one's life, which was planned, the desired life. So, All My Sons, 1947, A View from the Bridge, 1955, are the famous plays written by Arthur Miller. So, the American dream, as defined by J.T. Adams, the American dream soon after independence was usually thought upon and spoke widely upon. It's about leading a richer, fuller, and a complete life according to the efforts and talents owned by the individuals to attain a stature in the society according to their own efforts to the fullest extent possible, irrespective of the class, region, or religion, etc. And then the play discusses the tragic failure of the American dream as the protagonist, Willie Loman, is concerned only about two aspects about the American dream: materialism and being well liked. And he leaves out all the other aspects, such as the importance of hard work and the need for acquiring knowledge, etc. Where the American dream is distorted by Willie Loman, which leads to unattained goals at the course of his death, where he dies lacking any hope, and he wishes that his death will be the most suitable prize for his own family, which he wrongfully assumes. Then, illusion. So, the theme of illusion is represented as the play uses constant flashbacks mingled with the present. As the play happens in a period of 24 hours, where Willie Loman, a 60-year-old guy who's a salesman, inspired by a famous salesman named Dave Singelman, where he's the husband of Linda Loman and a father of the 34-year-old Biff Loman and Happy Loman, who's 32 years old, at the time of the play, written in 1949. Then, yeah, Willie Loman is a phony fake defined by his son Biff Loman, who pretends success, but actually he's a broken guy with broken career, with financial threats, with a lot of loans, with a lot of installments to be paid to run his house, where he finds his solace from his fanciful imagination and fantasy of being a successful salesman, where he never speaks about the reality in his house, but rather a distorted success. And betrayal. Betrayal is a major driving force and a role in shaping of the character of Willie Loman, where initially Willie Loman's father leaves him, abandons him, then Ben, his brother, abandons him, who gets rich in the course of time in Africa, and he dies. He gets rich as he finds a diamond mine in Africa. And then Biff and Happy. Again, Willie Loman believes that both of his sons have betrayed him, like his father and his brother, since they don't satisfy his own wishes in the American dream for their future plans. We are also able to see that Willie Loman is largely abandoned and isolated, and we are able to see that he speaks often to himself alone, which forecasts his impending doom as well as his upcoming insanity. And then man-made environment. The play highlights on the contrast between cities and villages, the East and the West. The East represents the industrial society, the materialistic capitalistic society, whereas the West symbolizes the agrarian society, which Biff prefers to work upon. But his father Willie Loman forces Biff to be a successful salesman, finding a career in the East, the industrial society, whereas Willie Loman himself admires nature to a large extent, but due to the distortion of the American dream by Willie Loman, he believes that a city life in the East would lead him to materialistic success as well as the success of the American dream in his life. The symbols used are seeds, which are bought and planted, even though there are not enough sunlight due to the industrial and capitalistic society where everywhere is crowded. There are no grasslands, the grass doesn't grow, but yet Willy Loman plants some seeds in his garden uh, to attain peace, which is a futile attempt. And then the flute sounds often comes in between the play, which represents the flashbacks, which is a forecast and a warning that both the present and the flashback are going to mingle together, where Willy Loman communicates with his brother, etc. And then earlier, Biff and Happy. These are punctuated for emphasis, which gives us the complete understanding of the theme, the disillusionment of the American dream. The motifs, the recurrent symbols, the distant lands, east and the west, symbolize the freedom which is unattained. The west is an ideal place for Biff, but he's actually unable to stay over there due to the pressure from his family. Then the stockings, which is made of silk and nylon, which is a part of the women's attire, which symbolizes the infidelity of Willy Loman, where he has an affair initially with a woman called Miss Francis in a separate room, where he gives her a box of stockings, which astonishes or surprises Biff Loman, whereas he doesn't even buy a single stocking for his wife Linda Loman. So the motifs are recurrent, symbolizing the entanglement of Willy in his illusion and fanciful world. So generational trauma. The generational trauma means there's a transfer of the dreams and aspirations of parents onto their children, the stuffing of dreams on children. So this is the misconception of American dream, which is being stuffed onto Biff Loman and Happy Loman, where Biff finally comes out of this distortion, whereas Happy believes that the same distortion is the reality, where he strives to become a number one man, where we are able to see after Willy Loman's death, where Willy Loman drives and crashes his own car deliberately, commits suicide for the $20,000 insurance bill to cover Biff's his so assumed expectations that Biff would start a sporting business, but actually Biff wants to buy a ranch and settle in the West, working in a farm. We are also able to see the tragic failure where Willy Loman tries to secure a job in New York, but Howard Wagner fires him, as well as Bill Oliver fails to recognize Biff, who was a famous footballer in his school times. So Biff and Happy, the two sons of Willy Loman, are contrasting and have contrasting career, and they contradict each other in terms of passion as representing Biff and money representing Happy, where Happy represents most of his father's qualities, like having multiple affairs with women, as well as believing in the distorted version of the American dream of their father, Willy Loman. And also Biff and Happy have really affected because of their faulty father, and due to Biff's commitment to start his own ranch in the West, to do according to his likings and still be something, there's a ray of hope towards the end of the play. So in the conclusion, the American dream, richer, fuller extent, is misunderstood by people of America, where the stark extremes were preferred and not the proper balance of both, where an industrial society and agrarian society could coexist with the presence of holistic aspects and not at the cost of it. Not sole industrial nor sole agrarian. So let's see some significant quotes from the play. We never told the truth for 10 minutes in this house is told by Biff Loman because of his frustration over the illusion-filled life lived. And still, goddammit, I'm lonely is said by Happy Loman because of the nature of his life in the footsteps of his father, and still he feels empty. I don't want to change is said by Willy Loman, which represents his love for illusion. No, with a ranch I could do the work I like and still be something, is said by Biff Loman, which gives a ray of hope to the play, since he wants to do something by his own self and by his own liking, and not a transfer from generation through generations. You make mountains out of molehills is said by Linda Loman, who exactly portrays The Exaggeration and Distortion by Willy Loman. He died the death of a salesman in his green velvet slippers. It's a fantasy and the whim of Willy Loman to uh, imagining that his death would gather a lot of participants. Because I know he's a fake is said by Biff Loman because of the infidelity. He's aware of his infidelity, his father's, Willy Loman's. After all the highways and the years, you end up worth more dead than alive. Is said by Willy Loman, where he gets frustrated due to the failure in his life as he communicates with Charlie, his neighbor, who's very successful as he is following a correct American dream with his uh, son Bernard, working as a lawyer in the Supreme Court. To suffer 50 weeks of the year for the sake of a 2-week vacation is said by Biff Loman, where he hates the city life and he prefers a country life over city life. The grass don't grow anymore, you can't raise a carrot in the backyard is said by I suppose Linda Loman as well as Biff Loman make a reference. But still, Willy Loman prefers to plant something in his garden in search of peace, which is an illusion in itself. So thank you. I hope I have contributed something to the understanding of this play. Kindly do like, comment if any, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.